Hello, and in this week's episode, we are discussing the 3 ways you can make the absolute most out of your lead magnets.
Welcome back to another episode of JFDI with the two Lauras, where we talk about all sorts of things related to working as a freelance social media manager, from finding clients to pricing to content ideas to marketing. And on today's show, we're talking about lead magnets. Not what should be in your lead magnet, because hopefully you've already got one, but how you can make the most of your lead magnet when people are signing up for it. Because a lot of people will approach their lead magnet as a tick box exercise. Yes, hurrah, I've got a lead magnet. And then, we'll move on and think that that's job done and not really make the most of it. So we're going to make sure you know how to make the most of it. As always, after the podcast, we would love to continue the conversation. So come and drop into our DMs. We're on Instagram at the two Lauras. Come and have a conversation with us in there. If you're watching on YouTube, then just leave us some comments below and we'll come back and chat. And so let's get in with it. So we've got 3 things that you need to do with your lead magnet. Should we start with the easiest?
Yeah.
Okay, so the easiest is that what most people will do is they will set up their lead magnet, they will set up an email to deliver that lead magnet, and they'll be like, here you go, here's your lead magnet. Obviously, their email will be worded way better than that. And they will think that's it, job done. What you can do with that delivery email is you can actually make that delivery email move people on to the next thing. So don't just be like, here's your freebie, but here's some other ways that I can also help you. So it might be that you have what we call a super signature in the bottom of your email with maybe 3 things that are also going to be helpful, which could be read this blog, listen to this podcast, sign up for my, group course that you're offering, or it could be download this template pack. It could be whatever other thing it is that you're selling. And those things could be completely unrelated to the lead magnet, or it could be that you say, here's the lead magnet, this is going to solve this, and problem, but you might find that you need more help with X, Y, Z, which is where this thing comes in. And you then sell them the next thing. But you do it in that one email because you know that when somebody's signed up for your lead magnet, they're probably going to go and open that email to find the lead magnet. They're probably going to read it. So it's a really good opportunity for you to sell something to them.
Yeah, that's the one email that you can be fairly confident they are definitely going to open, because obviously it's the one that delivers whatever they've just signed up for. Yeah. And you have to remember that the purposes of you having a lead magnet in your business is so you can build an audience of people that you can then sell to. So giving them something else, the next step, is what you should be doing. There'll be a lot of people who'll be like, oh no, but they've only just signed up the lead magnet. I don't want to sell to them. It's awkward.
You've got to nurture them first.
That's what they're there for. That's why you're having a lead magnet, so you can sell to these people. And it doesn't have to be in a really salesy, awful, cheesy way, but doing what Laura's just suggested with those kind of more subtle,
and like
it
this
can
happens,
be much better.
This happens in our daily lives when we're buying products online. So, for example, I bought a new nail varnish recently. When I added it to my cart, it also said to me, you might also want base coat, you might want top coat. To me, that was an easy, oh yeah, I haven't got those, I'll add those to my cart.
Yeah.
Because it's basically giving me something that I also need. And if you're doing the same, people are grateful because they don't then have to go and find the answer to that problem.
Exactly.
Being helpful.
You're helping them. So it's you need to switch your mindset. So if you're thinking, oh my God, I couldn't possibly tell them to go and buy something or do something else, as long as you're doing it well and the things are good, then you're doing someone a favor. You're making their lives easier. You're giving them what they need kind of handed on a plate. So try and kind of flip your mindset on that a little bit.
Yeah, and you can do this in the delivery email, but you can also do it in the lead magnet itself. So whether it's a PDF and you just have a box in it being like, now you've sold this, and this problem may have arisen, come and buy this other thing. It could be that maybe you're delivering a video, so you're mentioning it in the video. Like there's so many different ways that you can actually put it into the lead magnet as well. So don't miss that opportunity. Just, mention it as much as you can. Yeah, so that's the first one, in the actual delivery of the lead magnet. The second one kind of comes a little bit before that, and this is a little bit more advanced, so you're probably going to need a little bit of specialist tech to do this, but this is to have an upsell straight away. So, and no doubt you would have been through funnels like this where you have signed up for something, and on the thank you page, success page, it says, great, this is coming to your inbox, but whilst you're still here, are you interested in this thing? And it will offer you something else. Somebody can then make a decision whether to buy that thing or not. And that, especially if you're running ads, is such a good use of retail like landscape on the internet, because that can fund your ads if somebody is immediately buying something. And that upsell can be very heavily related to the lead magnet or not related at all. Doesn't really matter. But so let's say that your lead magnet was, I don't know, content ideas for a certain specific niche. The upsell could be the templates to be able to put those ideas into place. It's like, we've already given you the ideas. You can crack on with those. They're going to help you solve a problem. But if you want to make it even easier, this template pack is built with those ideas in mind, and you can just plug it into Canva, Adobe Express, etc., and you can crack on, and it will, make life easier. And it's 20 quid. People are probably going to jump at that.
And I think it's worth saying that that kind of decision on what to have on your upsell page needs to be tested. So it could be you think, oh, okay, I'm going to pop this 20 quid thing on these templates on there, and that might not do well. So then you might think, well, I can't put anything more expensive. Don't assume anything. You could then, if you've got a £500 course, you could put that on your upsell page, and you never know, the person at the right time, and it's nicely kind of linked, people may go, okay, 500 quid, yeah, sod it, I'm going to do it. So don't just assume anything. Test lots of different things on these upsell pages to see what works. We're forever changing what we have as upsells to see which sometimes you assume, oh, well, it's if I'm having this as my lead magnet, this would be the best upsell. And obviously that's a great place to start, but actually that doesn't always, funnels aren't logical, are they always? So sometimes you can put something on there that maybe you feel like it isn't going to do as well, but actually that's your best performing kind of upsell on that lead magnet page. So don't assume anything, and do have that testing mentality. Like with everything else within this marketing world that we are in, you should be testing.
And don't just test like different things. Like, of course, you can test different things like Laura's just said, but you can test different price points. So you might have it on there as 20 quid. Well, somebody might be more likely to buy it if it's 18 because it might feel cheaper, obviously, because it is cheaper. But, it might be that you have got something that is 25 quid and actually it doesn't, like, people aren't buying it because it doesn't feel very valuable. Whereas if you put it at 50 quid, they might think, oh, this is really good. This seems really worth 50 quid. And so you can test price points. You can test messaging. You can test, whether it's a video on the sales page or just copy. There's loads of different things that you can test. And like, you can get really complicated and kind of granular with this testing, or you could just think, okay, this isn't working, I'm going to test something different. Big changes are often the best things to test. But if you're running ads and you don't want to make big changes, sometimes literally just changing the price a little bit can make people buy, and that can help with your ads as well, to help them.
Just the headline on the upsell, like that message right at the top. If you just sometimes tweak that, it makes people go, because it stops them. And sometimes that's all it takes. So don't overwhelm yourself going, oh my God, I just can't do this. There's too many things I'm going to test. We don't want you to think that there could be. There's probably people who've got full-time jobs who just work on upsells in, large companies. But it doesn't have to be like that. Think, what's the most natural thing to have on an upsell? Let's see what happens. And then in a few weeks, if it's not working, just try and think of something else. Just take it as it comes. Don't get your head all in a twist about it.
Yeah. One thing with upsells though, is just be careful that you haven't kind of done a bait and switch where you've said to somebody, you're going to get this thing. So they've signed up thinking you're going to get this thing. And now you're saying you need to pay me 30 quid to get this result, which I've already told you you're going to get for free. You kind of want it to layer on to what you've said, or solve a new problem that the previous thing is going to have kind of brought up. So just never be like, oh yeah, you've got these free things and that's all right, but if you pay me an extra 50 quid, it'll be amazing. Like you'd want to make sure you're still delivering on that freebie, because some people won't get the upsell, and that freebie still needs to deliver so they continue to trust you and want to work with you in the future. So just do bear that in mind as well.
Yeah, it's got to work in isolation.
Yeah, exactly. And then the third thing, which is very much related to this upsell. So we've already upsold something or talked about the next thing in that delivery email and in the lead magnet. We've then had an upsell page where we're talking about either the same thing or, something slightly different that's still related. So we're trying to make money there. And then the next thing is your email marketing. So lots of people will put a lead magnet out. They will get people into their email marketing system. And then maybe they might email them once a week. Maybe they'll forget. Maybe they might be really good at email marketing and they might email them every day with lots of great, really helpful nurture emails. But the point of email marketing is to actually get people to buy things from you. So if you get people on your list and then you're never emailing them, or you're only emailing them every now and then to sell them something, or you're only ever giving high value emails, people aren't being sold to. So therefore they don't get an opportunity to buy from you. And people want to buy from you. Otherwise they wouldn't have been in your world in the first place.
Or you've given them so much high value that they want to buy something, but you're not selling it. So they go elsewhere.
Yeah, exactly. And your email marketing, so this should all be part of your funnel, basically. It's like a lead magnet funnel. So someone gets the lead magnet, they then maybe buy something. And if they don't buy something, then they go into an email marketing sequence that tries to convince them to buy something, whether it's the same thing or something different. And that automated sequence, you only have to write it once. And yes, you might need to tweak and reiterate it, but you write it once, you put it out, hopefully you get 100 people or something through it. So you've got some good data to look at. And you can see whether people are or are not buying, what emails they're buying from. If they're not buying until maybe like email 5, can you move email 5 to be earlier on in the sequence to try and get them to buy earlier? There's lots of different things that you can do. But most people don't set up this automated email marketing. So therefore they miss out entirely. So just try and put that in as well. So then there's those 3 touch points from your lead magnet that you can really make the most out of people subscribing to try and sell them and move them on to the next thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it. Nice 3 simple things. And just on that note, if you're listening to this thinking, okay, this all sounds great, but I haven't even got a lead magnet, you can come over and join us in the Inner Hub. So that's the 2 Laura's /inner-hub.
The 2Laura's.com /
Sorry. Damn it. And we've got in the Inner Hub, we've got loads and loads of resources, and we've got specifically some game plans, which is where basically we pull in all the resources and give you step-by-step instructions. And we've got one on how to create your lead magnet. So it's going to give you everything you need to do that. And then also we've got one which is creating a tripwire, which is essentially monetizing, like having an upsell on your lead magnet that you can also go through. So you're welcome to come and join us in the Inner Hub. And if we've mentioned the term kind of funnel a couple of times, we've also got a masterclass coming up in the autumn, all about getting your funnels up to date and created as social media managers. So if that all sounds like something that you want to know more about and to actually take action and do these things, then come and have a look at their website, find out a bit more information, and obviously come and have a chat to us if you've got any questions.
Yeah, we'd love to see you in there. I'll give you the link again because obviously Laura ballsed it up. It's the 2Laura's.com /Inner Hub. We'll make sure that it's in the show notes as well. And yeah, come and join us. Yeah, great to see you.
That's sayings I get wrong and links I get wrong.
Yeah.
So much improvement I need to do in my life.
Should I buy you a self-help book? I can't even say it. I won't buy one because I'll probably spell it wrong on Amazon and get something dodgy.
I can't read.
Anyway, there we go.
Okay, so that's a nice, short, sharp one that's hopefully well received whilst maybe you're lying in the sun this summer. So I hope that was nice.
Yeah.
Nice and easy
don't
one.
overcomplicate it. Just think about how can I move people from my lead magnet to the next thing and just, try and make the most of it. Yeah. We'll be back as usual, same time, same place next week. Hopefully we'll see you in our DMs before then. But otherwise, toodle pip.
Au revoir.